Hi, I'm Ron Givens. Welcome to Stealth Gear USA's video training series. Today we're going to talk about the fundamentals of firearm safety. Rule number one, we always treat each and every firearm as if it is loaded. I'm going to drop the magazine out of this gun, lock the slide back to the rear, do a physical and visual check of the chamber, look away, another physical and visual check of the chamber, so I'm absolutely sure I know the status of this gun. Now I can continue through the manipulations. Rule number two, always going to keep the muzzle of the pistol or any other firearm pointed in the safest possible direction. Rule number three, I'm going to keep my finger out of the trigger guard and off the trigger until I've made the conscious decision to shoot. Rule number four, always know your target and always know what's beyond your target. So let's expand on some of these primary rules of firearm safety. We talk about treating every gun as if it is loaded. Why do we do that? Well, we know that we've already taken the magazine out of this gun, we have locked the slide back to the rear, and we have done our physical and visual check twice. So we've looked, we look away, we touch, we look again, we're good to go. We can do whatever we need to do with this gun at this point. Is it still safe at this point to do anything but observe rule number two, which is keep that muzzle pointed in the safest possible direction? Flat out, if you just pay attention to that rule alone, nothing bad will ever happen to you or anybody you love with a firearm, period. Rule number three, we always keep our finger off the trigger until we make a conscious decision to shoot. Let's think about that for a second. These guns are made so that it's a natural fit for our finger to want to go into this trigger guard and touch the trigger. We have to consciously decide to index our finger up somewhere on the frame of the gun until we have an adequate sight picture, target discrimination, then we can touch the trigger, get to the hard spot, and press. Remember, our objective is just to move that trigger all the way to the rear without adding additional motion to the front of the gun. Rule number four, always know your target and always know what's beyond your target. And I also include know what's around your target. If you're a concealed carry holder and that violent encounter happens and it's time for you to decide whether or not you're going to eliminate a threat, there's some other things that come into play. You need to know what's behind that threat. You need to know what's around that threat. Generally, bad guys don't come all alone, so there could be more than one of them. And generally, they're surrounded by good people as well. We own each round we fire until they are laying harmlessly on the ground somewhere. That could be inside a bad guy, or it could be behind a target base at the range. Either way, you need to know your target and know what's beyond your target. There is no such thing as a gun accident. There is only gun negligence. You follow these four rules and you will be safe with a firearm. Remember, draw fast, shoot slow, and holster real slow. See you next time, Stealth Gear USA.